everyone and welcome to another video on my channel. I'm Adam and this is Battle of the Beast battle number 11. Viktor the Deadly Archer versus Jakara the Ghost Warrior. I find it kind of fitting because if I'm correct, Viktor is actually special number 11. So that's actually really fitting. Lucky Viktor. Lucky Victor. Just so we agree with this, or just so we're clear, Viktor will be using his horse for this fight because that is the rules that me and Lucas agreed on back when we started this series. Well, back when I started this series of the specials generation. I did speak to him about it and he said it's perfect. He said he'll think it's fine. And yeah, I need to be careful what I say for this battle because I know for a fact Lucas's favourite special is Jakara. So I need to be careful. So I told him I would not show biased, but then again, he will be fine if I show biased because my favourite out of these two is Jakara. But I told him I would not be showing any bias. I can't guarantee that Jakara would win. It's just the way the battle goes in my head. So with this fight, I'm thinking, as one was kind of in the jungle-ish, and one was kind of in a plains, foresty area. I actually can't remember where Viktor's fight was. I think it was in around a forest area. So what I will do is that I will have their fight in a plains area. More like a rocky terrain area. Yeah, how about that? A rocky terrain area. That sounds nice. Sorry, I just got a bit sidetracked by the next battle coming up. Because that'll be the last one on round 1. Yay! Okay, so going into this, close your eyes and weave your tale of how one beast destroys another. As both beasts leave their chamber doors, Viktor comes out on a Sartor, galloping straight to the centre of the field, scouting around looking for Jakara, even though Jakara is nowhere to be seen. Viktor is looking around, can't seem to find her, brandishing his swords. I think, yeah, he has a sword, doesn't he? No, does he have a sword? Yeah, I think he has a sword. Let's check. Yeah, he has a sword. Brandishing, yeah, he has a sword. Just had to confirm. Brandishing his sword, ready to attack, but can't seem to find Jakara whatsoever. Jakara, however, has actually merged into the ground and is making her way towards Viktor by means of underground transport called ghosting. She rises up behind Viktor and punches him directly in the head, causing him to knock himself forward a bit. He turns around and slices his sword to where Jakara is able to turn into a ghost form just for the sword to go right through her. Jakara, brandishing her axe, for some reason didn't hit Viktor with that, because I may or may not have forgotten she had an axe. Spins her axe around and hits Viktor on the side of the head again with the handle, and this time knocking Viktor off Asato. Jakara, not wanting to deal with the horse, swings her axe up and decapitates Asato right then and there. Asato's body just crumbles to the ground. Asato is no longer a problem. Viktor gets back up from the bludgeon to the head he got and brandishes his sword, and they go a nice old-fashioned sword versus axe fight. It seems like it goes on for what seems like hours. The umpire seems to think, oh wow, my sailing might actually be fine after this battle. My sailing might be in one piece after this arena fight thing. They go on for what seems like hours until Viktor decides to play a bit of do a bit of foul play and trip Jakara up whilst they were fighting. Jakara falls down to the ground with her axe in hand. Viktor stands over her, about to just slice the sword down. Jakara lifts her axe up, blocking the sword from attacking. This is a very strong handle, apparently. And because Victor went with a bit of foul play, Jakara sees no reason why she shouldn't do it herself. And whilst Victor was standing over Jakara, Jakara decides to just kick Victor directly between the legs, causing him to walk back a bit, obviously in pain. Jakara has time to get up and swing his axe round, hit with the blade this time, hitting Victor where the helmet is, knocking the helmet off. Victor runs back, gets his bow out and his arrows, gets three at once and launches all three of them directly at Jakara. Jakara, being a very skilled axewoman, or axeman or something, I don't know what the word is, spins the axe round in a circular formation, blocking all three arrows at once. Victor is already getting the next batch ready, and Jakara uses time to advantage, just goes into ghost form and sneaks her way round towards Victor. Victor senses that Jakara is close, and right before Jakara is about to swing down and hit Victor, obviously having to come out to ghost form for that, because otherwise that'd be too overpowered, Victor swings his bow round and protects himself from what could have been a slice in the head. Unfortunately, his bow isn't as strong, so the bow just is starting to break. But Victor right before the bow breaks, he kicks Jakara back in the stomach, knocking her back to the ground. Victor's bow is broken though. And whilst Jakara's on the ground, Victor goes up to Jakara and just starts grabbing her head, compressing it with the tiny needles in his hands, causing immense pain for Jakara. Whilst Victor has failed to notice that Jakara is reaching for her axe, and because she can't twist it around, she can't hit him with the blade, but hits him with the handle, knocking him off Jakara, releasing his grip on her head. They both get back up, and they both go for another good old sword versus axe fight. But this time, Jakara's going to keep playing dirty because Victor decided to play a bit dirty before. So what she does is that she while she's blocking all of the attacks, Victor goes for one big swing. Jakara uses that time to advantage, twists the axe around and pokes or knocks Victor in the stomach with the handle of the axe, knocking him back, causing him to drop the sword from the swing, but still remaining the grip on it, just lower the arm. And Jakara then uses that to swing the axe round and slice directly at Victor's arm, slicing a gash directly on his sword arm. So he tosses the sword to his other arm and goes to go for a weaker slash, but still a rather strong slash to go with, because I'll assume Victor was right-handed and not left-handed. I don't know. And Jakara was too slow to deal with that and gets slashed directly on the stomach. She's covering her wound with one of her arms whilst she's battling with the other axe. Very gruesome, brutal. Yeah, this is a kid's story and I'm making this fight sound very brutal and gruesome. That sounds like me. Just me. Eventually it gets to the point where they keep fighting to the point where they had a very big clash where their sword and axe both fly from their hands. And before Victor can react, Jakara goes to punch Victor directly in the head, knocking him backwards a bit. Victor, using both his hands, grabs hold of Jakara's fist, who goes to punch him again, but Lucky's able to stop it. And with the needles obviously causing pain to Jakara, Victor pulls Jakara forward and headbutt her directly in the head, knocking her to the ground. Just winded. Victor goes to get Jakara's axe instead of his sword, marches up to Jakara and gets ready to bring the axe down on her, ending her immediately. Jakara is still lying on the floor a bit wounded, and she comes to right before the axe starts to come down. She quickly goes into a ghost form to where she's able to go into the ground, and it hit, and axe just strikes the ground where her neck would have been. She comes back out to the ground, this time holding Viktor's sword, and but before Viktor can notice, she throws it directly at Viktor, where it hits him straight in the back, and causing Viktor to drop the axe out of shock and pain. Jakara runs to grab the axe, and without hesitation swings it, decapitating Viktor entirely. His body crumbles to the ground, chest first, so the chest on the ground, with his sword sticking out of his back. Viktor has lost, Jakara has won. So Jakara goes on to round 2, whilst Viktor gets eliminated. Yeah. So with this fight, I wasn't actually sure who would win. I was leaning more towards Viktor, but I kind of had a feeling that Jakara was going to win when I was describing this fight, because if she's able to use those ghostly powers to her ability, to her advantage, as well as let's say getting rid of the horse as quick as she can, and finding the way to counter the ranged attacks, she'll be fine. So for that reason, I gave Jakara the victory, and Viktor has lost. If you think Viktor should have won, please in the comments below why you think that. But until then, well, sorry, but unfortunately my decision is final, and Jakara is going on to round 2. This is not biased. This is not because Lucas wants Jakara to do well. It's the simple reason Jakara was just lucky with the way I described the battle. So, with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the little notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.